Good morning to all. My name is Bahadur Singh. I belong to Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir in India. I am lecturer of economics in J&K. Due to restriction of high-speed 4G internet in J&K, I am mailing my research paper along with the title of my research paper is Impact of COVID-19 on Various Sectors of the Indian Economy and the Way Forward. Let me start with the introduction. India's real GDP growth falls to its lowest in over 6 years in third quarter of 2019-20, and the outbreak of COVID-19 posed fresh challenges for the Indian economy. The WHO, that is World Health Organization, has declared the new coronavirus outbreak as a public health emergency of international concern. Officials announced on Thursday 30 January 2020. WHO proposed calling the disease 2019 nCoV, acute respiratory disease. 2019 novel coronavirus originating in Wuhan, China has spread to more than 200 countries of the world, compelling public health authorities across the world to come forward with various strategies to cope with the situation. As on September 14, 2020, more than 2 crore 93 lakh people have been affected and approximately 93 lakh deaths have been reported. The most affected countries in the world right now are USA, Brazil, and India. The outbreak of novel coronavirus disease is a serious menace to the entire world, affecting millions of people. Apart from being detrimental to human health, it also has a negative repercussions on the global business world, rolling the entire economic system and unbending trade and commerce. In India, the first case of coronavirus disease was reported in Kerala on January 30, 2020. Multiple cases reported in different states UT of India. Hence, the Government of India took necessary action by announcing nationwide lockdown in every corner of the country on 24th of March 2020. To publish my research paper, I have reviewed a lot of literatures, but I have mentioned only a few of them in this paper. There are main two objectives of my study. The first one is to assess the impact of COVID-19 on various sectors of the Indian economy, and the second one is to suggest policy measures for the revival of growth of various sectors which are in clutches of the slowdown. Next, I will talk about the research methodology which I have used to publish this paper. This paper is exclusively based on the secondary source. The various sources from which the relevant data collected are CRISIL, FICCI, PwC, ASSOCHAM, CII, McKinsey, and company care rating for detailed study. Apart from it, the data is also collected from daily reports of WHO and Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Government of India, AIMS, ICMR reports, RBI bulletin, and other published work wherever necessary. It is both descriptive and analytical in nature. Findings of my study. COVID-19 was unprecedented and it eventually leads to a demand, supply and market shock. The global economy was already experiencing turbulence in financial year 2019 and now coupled with the advent of COVID-19 pandemic. The risk of global recession in 2020 is as high as most of the nations shut down their economic activities to curtail the spread of deadly infection. As in the current scenario, most of the economies of the world have opened or removed restriction of all kinds for integration to the rest of the world. Therefore, due to COVID-19 pandemic, the countries are forced to curtail production around the world. This in turn will lead to shortage of necessary inputs from many firms. A severe demand shock is on way, particularly across discretionary spending. It is expected that this COVID-19 pandemic will significantly reflect the social behavior of individuals, spending pattern, travel habits, supply chain, country independence and service delivery model, with consequential impact on lifestyle, markets and global economy. Shutdown of factories producing different kinds of goods and resultant delay in supply of goods in China could in turn result in shortage of both raw material and intermediate goods for the Indian companies importing from China. The global impact of China's slowdown was felt around the world. A purchasing manager index reading below 50 indicated recessionary conditions. March PMI data for both services and manufacturing reflect the growing economic stress and social distancing cause a sharp decline in demand. PMI Purchasing Manager Index is a monthly survey of industries that is a real-time snapshot of economic condition. It is diffusion index and a reading greater 50 indicates expansion while a reading below 50 depicts contraction. Now I will show you the global economy which is facing turbulence through a table. This table shows the top 10 countries and their real GDP growth in percentage of 3 years, that is 2017, 2018 and 2019. The following graph shows that among the most infected nations, China is largest import source for India, contributing to almost 14% of the import of the goods which India imports. Italy is at second number, followed by Spain, Germany, Japan, South Korea, USA and Iran. The following graph shows India's trajectory of GDP growth since 2011, with starting from almost 6.7% in 2011 to reaching as high as almost 8%, 8.2% in 2016 and now almost minus 23% in November 2020. This COVID-19 pandemic has impacted almost every sector of Indian economy. For example, apparel and textiles, auto and auto components, aviation, tourism, building and construction, chemical and petrochemical, education and skilling, international trade, agriculture, e-commerce, defense, state income and expenditure and many more. Now I will talk about the measures which we can suggest to the government so that our economy can revive from the recessionary mode. No doubt the Ministry of Finance Government of India allocated INR 5,000 crore for health sector for improving health facilities. On the other hand, rupees 1.75 lakh crore has been allocated to help economically weaker sections. This amount is just 0.2% of India's GDP, which is significantly low in case of pandemic crisis when compared to rest of nations. However, the union government has said more such economic packages will be announced for different sectors. Apart from this, more is needed to be done for the revival of Indian consumption, giving impetus the demand as the saving propensity is very low. Any public expenditure which does not have any immediate economic or social benefit should be deferred. The government should think of having a COVID-19 responsive budgeting so that it will not affect other sectors. Fiscal, monetary and financial market measures should target most vulnerable sectors. There should be more emphasis on digital transformation as this will lead to reduced cost and increased efficiencies. Countries like India should take global leadership in implementing these new disruptive technologies to face the challenges in a post-COVID-19 of less travel, more virtual work and possibly less labor-intensive work which involves technology such as Internet of Things, automation, cloud services, digital twins, Industrial Revolution 4.0, etc. India should move rapidly as a world leader. Special packages are sectors most likely to suffer including automobiles, construction and in-service tourism. Airlines, restaurants must be carefully designed and on a priority basis. In the concluding remarks, we can say that we are in extremely challenging times now, but perhaps we are also proceeding towards for a brighter future. If policymakers take note of these opportunities facing the entire world, if International Monetary Fund predictions are testimony, despite the entire slump globally, India is still expected to grow marginally with a fast comeback next financial year, which may further propel in this direction. However, the firms, both large and small, need to adopt innovative strategies to expand their supply chains capabilities and new technologies, and emphasize on survival tactics in short run by using methods such as cost budgeting and visionary thinking for next couple of years in terms of markets and supply chains. No doubt, Ministry of Ministry of Finance, Government of India has announced relief measures for revival of various sectors. However, these relief measures are only for temporary survival of information sector workers, and thus the need of hour is that there should be a policy guidelines for continuation of production and trading activities of these sectors on which over 85% of the labor force depends in it. Some of the references taken in my paper are Polanyi Kal 1994, Great Transformation, The Political and Economic Origin of Our Times, reprinted by Beacon Press, Boston 2001, and more like Varoufakis Yunis 2020, The EU New Coronavirus Relief Deal is a gift to European. And thank you. Have a great day.